figure out the percentage. I don't know. It's less than 10%, obviously. But 10K is enough skin in the game to know that, they're serious, they have a vested interest, and they know that that is an option payment in either regard. That for an RTO or land contract, they're going to kiss that goodbye if they do not fulfill the terms of the contract. So that's enough skin in the game to, for me to feel a warm, fuzzy feeling about my buyer that's ready to bring in a good chunk of change. My buyer that brought in $50,000, I love that. I mean, we'll take that all day long. I mean, that would be foolish not to. In fact, when that buyer lost her job earlier this year, I was more than happy to work with her because she's got plenty of wiggle room on her agreement. Or I'm sorry, she's got plenty of wiggle room because she's given me such a huge option payment. So the fact that she fell behind a couple of months, and I always want to work with people to get caught back up because I do not want to do eviction and foreclosures. It's always a last resort. This exit strategy, by contrast, a lot of people love evictions and foreclosures because they can, I think, manipulate the system and have these contracts work in their favor. And, somebody's 5 seconds late on their payment, they can hire an attorney to, get the house back, which I hate that. I don't want the house back. Not at all. But again, that large option payment, huge. And again, that's the skin in the game. And I want that all day, every day. So again, with the higher price point, and I mentioned, a higher sales point, bigger down payment, higher purchase price, we're also going to get a higher cash flow. So where my normal rent rate would be, say for instance on a property $1,000, I'm typically going to get $1,150 on an RTO on that same property. Just do the math. I'm selling it for a higher price point. We escrow everything. They're covering the taxes and insurance on it. I can explain the insurance portion in a little bit, but I'm going to get a higher monthly cash flow. And I audited we did this in our business in December. We audited everything through our portfolio, our long-term rentals, our short-term rentals, medium-term, and our RTOs, everything. And I have, long-term debt on all this. I've refied these all out. I've used the BRRRR strategy and I've refied all these out. And our rent to own absolutely killed and crushed every other performing exit strategy. It wasn't even close. Our long-term rentals are the worst performing. I mean, our cash flow on a typical long-term, we always shoot for $200. Well, guess what? I've got one that's a negative cash flow. Just, I did it all wrong. I didn't get the rent rate I was thinking, and I ended up pulling out. Huge mistake I made was at closing. They're like, "How much you want to pull out?" And I was like, "Well, I don't have my number with me, but let's go ahead. I'm pretty sure I just need to get the loan for like 110." And lo and behold, I took more cash out of the deal. So I walked away with some money at the closing, but my cash flow was, I'm losing like $18 a month on that deal or something like that. So, but our medium and short term rentals are seasonal. My medium term rentals are working really well.